our discussion on exempt transactions, we now um, move to the discussion of, or we now proceed with the discussion of um, subsections S, T, and U. Again, may grouping ako dito, and itong tatlo na ito ay patungkol sa the business of transportation. Okay. Sabi niya, sabi ng section 109, letter S, sabi niya, transport of passengers by international carrier. So, ibig sabihin, kapag nagbiyahe daw palabas ng bansa, ang isang international carrier, foreign international carrier, yan ay exempt. Just to give a comparison, just to provide a distinction, kapag ang nagbiyahe palabas ng bansa ay isang domestic international carrier, ang kanyang transportation ay zero rated. Pero kapag foreign international carrier ang nag-transport ng passengers palabas ng bansa, yung transportation na yan ay exempt from value-added tax pursuant to this section of the this provision of the NIRC. So same transaction, uh, transport of passengers palabas ng bansa, undertaken by a domestic international carrier, zero rated, undertaken by a foreign international carrier, exempt. Okay? Now, sunod. Sale, importation, or lease of passengers or cargo vessels, and aircraft for domestic or international transport operations. So, dito naman, ang pinag-uusapan dito sa letter S, ang pinag-uusapan dito ay yung service mismo. Yan. Ano yan? SIS, service. So, yung serbisyo mismo ang pinapatungkulan. Dito, sa letter T naman, ang subject matter dito ay yung passenger or cargo vessel. O kaya, aircraft. Nagagamitin mo saan? Dito sa pag-render ng letter S. Kaya lang, yung letter S kasi, sabi ko nga sa inyo, para lang sa international. Pero yung letter T, domestic or international. So, ang tinutukoy ng letter T ay kapag nagbebenta ka, nag-i-import ka, or nagpapaupa ka ng sasakyan pang dagat or pang himpapawid na gagamitin para sa domestic or international air transport. So medyo malawak yung coverage niya. Kasi covered yung sale transaction, importation transaction, and lease transaction. Basta ang subject matter ng sale, importation, or lease mo ay yung passenger or cargo vessel and aircraft or aircraft. And hindi rin magma-matter kung para saan siya gagamitin yung vessel or yung aircraft. Pwede mo siyang gamitin or pwede siyang gamitin for domestic transport operations or international transport operations. So medyo malawak yung coverage niya compared sa letter U. For letter U, unang mapapansin ninyo, ang covered lang niya na transaction ay importation lamang. So compared sa letter T, may sale, may importation, at saka may lease. Sa letter U, importation na lang. So hindi covered yung sale transaction at saka yung lease kung applicable man yung lease dito. Ang ano lang, ang covered lang talaga sa letter U ay strictly importation. Dito sale, importation, lease, dito importation lang. Ano naman ang pinag-uusapan sa letter U? Fuel, goods, supplies. So nag-i-import ng fuel, goods, and supplies. Sino ang nag-i-import ng persons engaged in international shipping or air transport operations? So limited na naman. Dito ang covered lang niya ay international. Sa letter T, ang covered domestic or international. So medyo malayo yung malaki yung distinction between letter T and letter U. For letter T, ano yung mga transactions involved? Sale, importation, or lease. For letter U, importation lang. For letter T, ano ang subject matter ng sale, importation, or lease? Yung vessel at saka yung aircraft. Yung letter U, yung fuel, goods, and supplies. Yung letter T, ano yung purpose ng pag-sale mo, pag-import mo at pag-lease mo ng vessel or aircraft? Pwede mong gamitin for domestic or international transport operations. Pero yung letter U, yung in-import mo na fuel, goods, and supplies ay para lamang sa mga persons engaged in international, not domestic, international shipping or air transport operations. Okay? So that's letter S, T, and U. Ngayon, although meron akong prepare dito na um, guide, yung iba kasi dito merong discussion on percentage tax or may mga percentage tax liability dito. So if you are engaged in transportation business, ang mga yung majority ng magkakaroon ng tax implication ay una patungkol dun sa syempre yung gagamitin mong sasakyan, the vehicle or the vessel. Yeah. Meron din tax implication yung gagamitin mong fuel, gas at saka supplies. Meron din tax implication yung pag-repair at pagpapaupa ng equipment na gagamitin mo for transportation or na ginagamit for transportation services. At saka, yung transport service mismo na pinakababa. Okay. Sabi natin kanina, kapag vehicle or vessel ang pinag-uusapan, yung transaction, yung maka-cover na transaction dyan, ay yung sale, importation, at saka yung lease of the vessel or the vehicle. Yan. Yan. So, sabi natin, pag nagbenta ka ng vehicle or vessel for domestic or international, pag nag-import ka ng vehicle or vessel for domestic or international, or pag nag-lease ka, nagpaupa ka ng vehicle or vessel for domestic or international, lahat ng yan ay exempt from value-added tax. Lahat sila. Kasi ganun nga kalawak yung coverage na provide nung Section 109, letter T. No? Letter T. So madali lang naman ito. Basta sale, importation of, or lease of vehicle or vessel to be used whether for domestic or international transport operations, shipping or transport operations, exempt yan lahat-lahat from value-added tax. Okay. Now let's go to the next portion. Ano yun? Umulit siya. Let us now go to fuel, gas, and supplies. So, doon, sale at saka importation lang. Sale at saka import. Hindi mo siya pwedeng, suppose hindi mo siya pwedeng paupahan. Kasi pag lease ang agreement, kailangan mong ibalik yung binigay sa'yo. Eh kung fuel ang subject matter, gas ang subject matter or supplies, by their nature, nauubos sila, nakukonsume sila. Eh hindi naman pwedeng subject matter ng lease transaction ang mga bagay na consumable. So, yan. So, sale and importation lang. So, pag nagbenta ka ng fuel, titignan mo, nagbenta ka ng fuel, gas and supplies for domestic or international, or nag-import ka ng fuel, gas and supplies for domestic or international, magkakaiba yan ng tax implication. So, pag nagbenta ka ng fuel, gas, or supplies for domestic transport operations, subject sa 12% value-added tax. Pero pag binenta mo yan for international, zero rated. We have discussed this before. Kung meron ditong entity engaged in international shipping or transport operations, tapos nagbenta ka sa kanya ng fuel, gas, and supplies na gagamitin niya for the international transport operations, that is zero rated na rin. Okay? Pag nag-import ka, nagagamitin mo for domestic transport operations, 12% VAT. Pero pag nag-import ka for international transport operations, exempt. Ito naman yung pinaprovide sa letter U kanina. 109 letter U. Yung pangatlo doon sa enumeration natin kanina. Exempt siya. So medyo iba-iba yung yung tax implication, no? Pero madali lang naman siyang tandaan. Binenta, basta ginamit mo siya for domestic, tignan nyo yung domestic na parehas. So. Domestic 12%, domestic 12%, binenta for domestic purposes, at domestic transportation, 12% VAT. Nag-import para gamitin for domestic transportation, 12% VAT. Pag nagbenta ka for international, para sa international transport operations, 0% VAT. Pero pag nag-import ka para gamitin mo for international transport operations, exempt siya from VAT. Okay? So now let's go to, ayun na, wala na naman siya. Repairs and lease of equipment. Okay. So ang trinabaho mo dito, ikaw yung nag-repair or nagpaupa ka ng sasakyan, nag-repair ka ng sasakyan or nagpaupa ka ng sasakyan na gagamitin either for domestic or international transport operations. So kung siya ay gagamitin for domestic, that is subject to 12% VAT. Pero kung yung ni-repair mo or yung pinaupahan mo na equipment or vessel or vehicle ay gagamitin for international transport operations, 0% VAT yan. Okay, 12% for domestic, 0% for international. Okay, umuulit siya. I don't know kung bakit. Finally, we will talk about transport service. So pag nag-transport service ka, dalawa yan. Either domestic transport service or international. Pag sinabing domestic transport service, you will not go outside the Philippines. From one point in the Philippines to another point in the Philippines. Pag international, lalabas ka ng bansa. From the Philippines, ang point of origin mo ay yung Pilipinas. Yung point of destination mo ay outside the Philippines. So, palabas ng bansa. Yung mga papasok, not covered by our law on taxation. Pag papasok, hindi siya covered. Dapat palabas dapat. Okay? Palabas. Pag sinabing international, ibig sabihin, palabas yung direction. Okay? Pag nag-transport ka, domestically, yan, ang choices mo ay dumaan ka through land, diba may land transportation, domestic land transportation, or air or water. May mga barko na domestic ang transportation. So for example, from Batangas to Mindoro, by Roro, ayun, water yun. O kaya naman, from Manila to Davao, nag-airplane ka. Air travel yun. Pero domestic pa rin naman siya. Okay. Pag yung international, walang distinction. Pag international kasi hindi mo kailangang i-distinguish between land, air, or water. Pag air or water kasi magkagrupo na yun eh. Pag international, wala namang land transportation na international. Wala. So automatic, kapag international transportation, kailangan mong dumaan sa tubig, sa karagatan, o kaya sa himpapawid by water. Okay? Kaya wala na agad, diretso na agad ang tanong, ano ang subject matter ng transportation? Passengers, goods, o kaya cargo. Okay. Saka walang papasok yan sa domestic kasi kailangan mo na i-distinguish between land and air or water. So, pwede ka mag-transport domestically by land ng pasahero, gaya ng normal natin ginagawa. Sumasakay tayo ng jeep, sumasakay tayo ng bus, yan. Yan ay domestic transportation ng land, no, ng passengers. Pwede din goods or cargo. Yan. Magpadala ka or ipabiyahe mo yung mga produkto mo domestically lang. Kunyari, magbabayad ka dun sa isang transportation company, meron kang mga gulay, no, na ipapatransport from, let's say, Benguet to Manila. Yan. Para ibaba siya para mabenta siya dito. Yan. Yun yung tinutukoy dyan, goods or cargo. Possible din na domestic air or water transportation. In example ko kanina, Roro transport from Batangas to Mindoro. O kaya by air transport, airplane flight from Manila to Davao. Yan. Ano naman to sa baba? Anong domestic transport uli? Domestic foreign. Doon sa baba, ang tinutukoy naman niya ay yung nationality nung nag-render nung transport operations. Kapag domestic, it's a Filipino or a local transport company. Pag foreign, foreign, ibig sabihin is an alien transport company. Hindi siya Filipino, hindi siya local. Yan na yung mga tax implication. So pag nag-transport ka by land, domestically, by land ng pasahero, covered ka ng percentage tax. Again, hindi pa natin ito na-discuss, pero na-introduce na siya dito. 3% percentage tax under Section 117. Pag goods or cargo, 12% value added tax ang ipapataw natin. Okay. Pag air or water, tas pasahero ang bitbit, yan ay 12% VAT. Air or water, goods or cargo, 12% VAT din. So pag domestic transportation, by land or water, majority ay 12% VAT. Isang sitwasyon lang na hindi siya magiging subject sa 12% VAT. And that is if the subject matter of if the service pertains to the domestic transportation by land of passengers, involving passengers. 3% percentage tax yun under Section 117. Now, if international transportation of passengers, ibig sabihin ang biyahe ay palabas ng bansa, ang binabiyahe ay mga pasahero, at ang nag-undertake ay domestic airline company, ano yan, zero rated. Di ba? Pag nilabas mo ang direksyon ng serbisyo mo ay palabas ng bansa, tas ikaw ay domestic airline company, zero rated yung transaction. Pero pag foreign, exempt. Ito yung binanggit natin kanina sa letter S nung Section 109, di ba? STU yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina. So pag foreign, uulitin ko na naman to, parehas yan biyahe palabas ng bansa. Pero kapag ang nagbiyahe ay isang Filipino airline company, 0% value added tax. Kapag ang nagbiyahe ay foreign airline company, tas pasahero ang pinapatungkulan natin, yan ay exempt from value added tax. Okay. Pag goods and cargo, binyahe palabas ng bansa, 0% VAT. Pero pag goods and cargo, binyahe ng foreign airline company, also 3% percentage tax, but under a different section. Section 118 of the tax code. Percentage tax, 3% din naman, kagaya ng Section 117 or ng Section 116, 3% din yun. Pero ito, specific tong mga to. For Section 117, very specific ang coverage niyan, domestic transportation over land of passengers, involving passengers. Section 118 naman, international transportation of goods and cargo undertaken by foreign airline company, 3% percentage tax. So yan yung kabuuan ng medyo marami siya sa gilid, parang ito yung pinaka-summary natin. And I hope with this you will be guided every time that you are faced with a problem involving transportation. Medyo marami nga lang, but with this guide, sana makatulong sa pag-aaral niyo. Okay, konti na lang. So we're done with transportation biz now. Ito, exempt transactions under Section 109 which were introduced by the train law. Yan. So grinupo ko lang sila kasi ito yung mga ang nagpadagdag ay pinadagdag ng train law. Yan. Under letter X of Section 109, transfer of property pursuant to a merger or consolidation between two corporations. Letter Y, association dues, membership fee, and other assessment. Yung mga kinokolekta ng mga homeowners association, yan, yung mga condominium unit owner association, yung mga ganyan. Association dues, membership fee, and other assessment. Seal of gold to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Gold, before kasi, this is just a reclassification. Prior to the amendment introduced by the train law, ang seal of gold to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas ay zero-rated transaction. Ngayon, ni-reclassify siya from zero-rated, naging exempt transaction na siya ngayon. And then, ito na nabanggit ko na to before, yung seal of drugs and medicines prescribed for diabetes, high cholesterol, and hypertension. Diba sabi natin, kapag nagbebenta ng gamot, ng medicine, sa outpatient, yung mga hindi naman pursuant to a medical operation, subject to 12% value added tax kapag sa public niya binenta, hindi doon sa pasyente niya. Pero kung ang subject matter ng ang binebenta niya ay gamot o kaya maintenance drugs para sa i-address ang mga sakit na ito, tatlong ito, diabetes, high cholesterol, and hypertension, under now the new provision, AA of Section 109, ito ay exempt from value added tax. And then finally, sale or lease of goods and services to senior citizens and persons with disability. Diba? Ito nga yung sinabi ko before, ito ay covered ng special law. Actually, special law pa rin naman yung mag-govern. Pero meron ng reference, meron ng direct reference, yung section 109 doon sa mga special laws na yan. Okay? So naka-highlight para matandaan ninyo, mag-drug senior. Mag-drugs senior. So merger and consolidation, association dues, letter A, letter G, gold to the Bangko Sentral, drugs for hypertension, diabetes and high cholesterol, and then senior citizens and PWD. Mag-drug senior. Okay? And then ito yung mga nalaktawan na letra. Exempt transactions. Section 109, letter E, I, K, and O. Yung letter E, those services subject to percentage tax. Ito yung basihan, nung ini-introduce ko sa inyo, yung business tax nung una tayo nag-discuss about business tax. Di ba sabi ko, ang VAT at saka percentage can never be imposed on the same transaction. Ano yung basihan? Itong letter E. Ito yung basihan natin. Sa section 100 ng letter E, specifically provides that if a transaction is subject to percentage tax, it is exempt from value-added tax. Automatic yun. Hindi pwede magsabay kasi letter E prohibits it. Sabi niya, may percentage tax na to, hindi yan pwedeng patawan ng VAT. Kasi sabi ng section 109 letter E. Okay. Letter I naman, services rendered by individuals pursuant to an employer-employee relationship. Letter I, ang tinutukoy dito ay yung sweldo ng mga empleyado. Sabi niya, employer-employee relationship eh. So yung salaries and wages na kinikita ng mga empleyado ay hindi pinapatawa ng value-added tax. So although may income tax on salary, pero walang value-added tax. Una, madali lang naman dahilan dito kung bakit siya walang value-added tax. Kasi hindi naman yan business, di ba? Sabi ko sa inyo, nagkakaroon lang ng liability for business taxes kung ikaw ay engaged in business. Kung ikaw ay empleyado, you're not engaged in business. So ano man yung kinikita mo pursuant to the rendering of services in accordance or because you are an employee in favor of your employer, kaya ka nag-render ng service, hindi dapat pinapatawan niya ng value-added tax or any other business tax for that matter. Letter K, transactions which are exempt under international agreement to which the Philippines is a signatory or under special laws. For letter K, sinasabi ko naman sa inyo ito na before, kung wala kang makita sa section 109 at ang counterpart mo, yung transact mo, is located in a foreign country, you look for an international agreement, existing international agreement or double taxation agreement, DTA, between the Philippines and that foreign country. Kasi it's possible na meron. Although, again, medyo marami kasi yun eh. Hindi rin naman lahat ng bansa have already entered into a double taxation agreement with the Philippines. So under those DTA, yung ibang mga serbisyo, yung ibang mga transaction, ina-exempt nila from taxes. So you look for it, no? It's part of the service ng isang accountant kapag na-provide siya, kung meron siyang kliyente na merong international transactions, then isa sa mga pag-aaralan mo, yung existing, kung meron man, existing na double taxation agreement between that foreign country and the Philippines. Kasi it's possible nga na merong exemption na pinaprovide under that BTA. And then finally, export sale by persons who are not VAT registered. Okay. Ito naman, exportation. Diba? Ang sabi natin, before we discussed yung mga exempt transactions, ang sabi natin, teka lang kapag exportation, di ba zero rated yon? Totoo. Kapag exportation, zero rated transaction. Pero, ang requirement doon, yung nag-export dapat ay VAT registered entity. Dapat yung registration niya with the BIR is value-added taxpayer siya. VAT taxpayer dapat siya. Kung ikaw ay non-VAT registered taxpayer, pwede ka kasi magpa-register sa BIR, dalawa yung registration mo, di ba? Pwede ka magpa-register sa BIR as a VAT registered taxpayer, pwede ka rin mag-register sa BIR as a non-VAT registered taxpayer. So kapag ikaw ay engaged in exportation, tapos in-export mo siya, ikaw ay VAT registered, zero rated. Kung ikaw ay pumasok sa isang exportation transaction, tas ikaw ay non-VAT registered, exempt yun under section 109 letter O. Diba? So, same transaction, ang pinagkaiba lang ay yung registration. VAT registered, zero rated. Non-VAT registered, exempt. Tatanungin mo ngayon, anong pinagkaiba nun? Diba? Ano ngayon? Eh kung exempt yan tsaka zero rated, wala namang mangyayari, di ba? Totoo. Pero tandaan ninyo, magkaiba ang exempt at saka zero rated. Kapag exempt ang transaction, tandaan nyo sa lahat ng pinag-usapan natin na exempt transactions, yan, wala kang i-recognize na output tax. Totoo, walang output dyan sa mga yan. Wala ring input. So kapag exempt ang transaction, walang output, walang input. Ano po yung input? Yung input, ito yung mga VAT na pinasa sa'yo na binayaran mo. So for example, bumili ako sa locally, no? Domestically, bumili ako. Tapos yung pinagbilhan ko ay VAT registered. Okay, so kahit ako ay non-VAT, papasahan pa rin niya ako. I will still have to pay yung value-added tax component. Pero hindi ko siya pwedeng i-recognize as input tax kasi bilang non-VAT taxpayer, hindi nag-exist sa akin ng input tax. No? Wala siyang, although meron, in reality, meron talaga siya. Kasi binayaran mo siya eh. Pinasa siya sa'yo. Pero pagdating sa'yo, sa recording mo, you cannot record it as input tax. Kasi non-VAT taxpayer ka nga eh. So wala kang output. Pag nagbenta ka, for example, in-export mo na siya ngayon, in-export mo, tapos non-VAT taxpayer ka, walang output yun. Kasi nga, exempt yung transaction eh. Wala ring input. Compared doon sa kung VAT registered ka. So nung bumili ka, at the time na bumili ka, nung produkto na i-export mo, VAT registered ka, may babayaran kang VAT component. Yung VAT component na yon ay i-recognize mo as input tax mo yon. So sa libro mo, record mo siya as input tax. Okay. So pag nag-export ka ngayon, kung ikaw ay VAT registered tapos in-export mo, zero rated. Again, sinasabi ko sa inyo, may output ka, pero zero. Ang sabi natin, pag natapos na lahat ng transaction mo, every taxable quarter, i-summarize mo yan, i-report mo yan sa BIR. Kung zero rated yan, kasi ang computation natin, di ba, output minus input. Magkano yung output mo? Zero. May input ka ba? Meron. Nung binayaran mo, meron. So negative ngayon yun. Kunyari, ang pinasa sa yung VAT for the quarter ay 100,000. Yun yung input mo. So output 0 minus input na 100,000, meron kang negative 100,000. Anong gagawin mo dun sa negative 100,000? Dahil yan ay input tax on zero-rated transaction, pwede mo yung ipa-refund. Refundable yan. Kasi nga, it is input tax allocated or tawag dito, input tax on your exportation or your zero-rated transaction. So pwede ka magpa-refund to the extent of 100,000. Pero kung ikaw ay non-VAT registered, kahit na meron kang input tax, quote-unquote input tax, di mo siya i-recognize as input, pero nagbayad ka, nonetheless, nagbayad ka ng 100,000 dahil yun yung pinasa sa'yo, nung domestic na pinagbentahan ka, tapos in-export mo siya eventually, dahil non-VAT registered ka, walang output, kasi nga non-VAT registered ka, wala ring input. So hindi mo na-refund ngayon yung 100,000 na yun. So yun yung pinagkaiba. Kapag exempt, walang output, walang input. Kapag zero rated, may output at may input din. At ang maganda pa dito, yung input tax mo on your zero rated transactions can be refunded. It is allowed to be refunded. And actually, in our system of taxation, yun lang naman ang pwede mong ipa-refund. Yung mga input tax mo on your zero rated transactions. Okay? So ito, yung kasunod ko, installment recognition na ng output VAT. So we will put a break on this discussion. It's a different matter na. So hopefully, with the discussion of all the exempt transactions, although hindi nga siya sunod-sunod, talon-talon talaga yung mga letters, I hope guided kayo at sana maalala ninyo yung mga exempt transactions under the tax code, under section 109, letter A to letter AA.